and someone gets in their car to drive away, the other person reaches in, gets caught in that car, and the car drives away and the person gets hurt. Now, these are blind reactions to various viral videos of car accidents on the internet by a personal injury lawyer. My name's Eric Rosen. I'm a double board certified civil trial lawyer here in South Florida. Let's check out some of these videos. Now that is a really, really bad accident, and it's very, very difficult to see who is at fault for this accident. It appears that there is a car transport truck that is driving up the highway, and it looks like there's some kind of tractor that's on the right. Now, you got to understand that in some places, tractors are permitted to drive on the street and highway at very slow speeds as long as they're in the right lane. So if you're the truck driver, you got to be paying attention and being very, very careful as you're coming up some of these rural highways so you don't get into an accident. Now, this particular case is very difficult to see, but it looks as though that tractor is the lead vehicle. The truck driver is behind it, and even if that tractor is going slow on that highway, the truck driver has a responsibility to drive at a safe distance behind the vehicle in front of him, and there is a presumption of negligence on the rear end driver. The person who crashes into the back of another person is generally presumed to be negligent, with only few exceptions. In this particular case, my opinion is the truck driver driving the transport vehicle is 100% at fault for this crash. All right, so what this appears to be is a fight that happens and someone gets in their car to drive away. The other person reaches in, gets caught in that car, and the car drives away and the person gets hurt. Now, I'm going to assume that this is not a carjacking case. I'm going to assume it's just some type of road rage fight. Now, you got to remember, when it comes to fights, both people may end up getting arrested for the criminal charge of battery, and there may be someone that has a defense to the claim of self-defense. Now, in this particular case, you see that we don't know who the initial aggressor is, but we do see someone who's getting into the car, trying to get away from the fight and drive away. That person is retreating, and since the person who is continuing to fight reaches into the person's car who's retreating, that person may be considered the aggressor in this situation, and ultimately, even when he gets injured by the person driving off and he's kind of caught in the car, he may have committed the crime of burglary battery, and he may not be able to recover any money for his injuries, and he may be facing the criminal charges of burglary battery, which carry minimum mandatory sentences because they're major, major felonies. So try to avoid fights, try to avoid any type of road rage, and never, ever reach into someone else's car because A, you can get really badly hurt, and B, you can be charged with a criminal offense. All right, so there you have it. That is just a classic rear-end accident, and generally, the rear-end driver is presumed to be negligent. In state laws vary on this, but generally, the person who crashed into the back of another car is negligent. They're presumed to be negligent, careless, reckless, or failing to use reasonable care. There are some exceptions to the rear-end presumption. If someone suddenly cuts you off and you crash into them, that's a presumption you weren't negligent because the person suddenly cut you off. If someone makes an abrupt and arbitrary stop on the roadway where they're not supposed to, not expected to stop, if someone just slams on the brakes while they're on the highway and you crash into the back of them, that is likely going to rebut the presumption of your negligence, and the lead driver would be potentially negligent for doing that. The last is if someone is illegally parked or doing something illegal and then you crash into the back of their car, that may also rebut the presumption. In this particular case, I see no exceptions to the rear-end presumption. The rear vehicle that crashed into the front car is 100% at fault. So those are some blind reactions to viral car accident videos on the internet by a personal injury lawyer. My name's Eric Rosen. I'm a double board certified civil trial lawyer, and I represent people who have been involved in a number of different types of accidents. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications whenever we post a new video.